Stage is yours.
Thank you very much. Thanks for coming. Finner asked me to talk a little bit about 24 Ways, the project I've been involved in for the last few years. The theme for 24 Ways has always been 24 ways to bless your friends. The site was started back in 2005 by Drew McClellan. Drew was here at IceWeb last year talking about how to run a site on a budget. And this is one of them that we've been experimenting with. It's very, very simple, low tech. I got involved about 2006, a year later. I helped Drew out with the good cop, bad cop type scenario. Drew and I round up authors, but I'm the guy who goes after them if they're late, generally hounding them for where's your article, stay on top of them, and I get to be the bad cop. Everyone hates me, and then Drew asks him again next year, can you please be a writer, and everyone loves Drew. I took on a few other responsibilities, just generally organizing things, trying to be a little more smoother and efficient. Back in 2005, everything was run out of Drew's email inbox. Since then, we've gotten a little more sophisticated, and we've got a spreadsheet now. But yeah, generally, that's my role in the site. So what is 24 Ways? 24 Ways is a blog. We run it just in December for the 24 days leading up to Christmas. It's sort of a geek advent calendar, as Finner was saying earlier. We publish one every day for 24 days. Just this last year, we actually had to add a date to it. Some people didn't quite understand the number 24 meant December 24th. The idea is that it is an advent calendar, but instead of getting candy or chocolate, you get an article from an author, a well-respected author of some sort. So the idea behind each article is that it's a brief and simple tutorial. The idea is that you should be able to read the article, and within about 30 minutes, you can actually try, learn something, and get your hands dirty. I think that's one of the sort of keys to its success. It's not sort of trying to tell you some lofty theoretical thing or some crazy idea which would be great. It's very practical and very hands-on. And I think people come back year after year and day after day to try and find out more tips and tricks. So the authors. Each year we get 24 authors. We've been trying to get 50% new people every year. So we've got a wide range of topics, authors, and people. They're the ones who really make the site. And everyone volunteers their time and efforts. I think it works out really well because we don't say you have to write 2,000 words on this topic. We let the authors choose what they want to write about. They write about their own passions, and they write as long or as short as they need to. And I think they come back year after year because it's Christmas time, and they're willing to donate and benefit. We don't charge for this site. We don't have ads on it. So I think people are a little nicer and willing to help out. Generally, Drew is a pretty nice guy, so they keep coming back year after year. The archives. It's amazing to think. We've been running this site for 6 years now. And 24 articles doesn't sound like a lot. But over 6 years, it's 144 articles. And if you think of sites like A List Apart or some of the other ones who might publish one every 2 weeks or 2 a month, they're only doing 24 articles a year as well. But we're doing the same volume in a single month. So it gets quite hectic. We've been starting in October, rounding up people and starting to get things ready to go, just for 24 days of head-on publishing. This is an example of the spreadsheet we sort of use. We're very just-in-time sort of publication. We're only 1 or 2 ahead of the actual publication date. So that means like on December 9th, we only have articles for the 10th, maybe the 11th, just a few days ahead. But as articles come in, we slot them in where we can. Some of them are hard-coded. Sometimes we try and get bigger name people on the weekends, which is always interesting because the weekends fall at different times every year. Sometimes this year we only had 3 weekends. Sometimes we have 4. But it doesn't work out because usually when people show up on the site on Monday, they'll go back and read the Saturday and Sunday types of articles as well. As for stats, here in December we did over 600,000 visits. That's over 500,000 visits. Close to 200,000 unique, 186,000. They're probably more unique than there are people on Facebook in Iceland. It's over half the population of Iceland, if you consider it like that. And you can see that the traffic rolls over to January as well. So I think there's a lot of people come back from their Christmas and New Year's vacation, they're checking out the site. We can look at some of the more popular articles. The third most popular recently is an article about JavaScript evaluation, function, and then later on we've got IE6 PNG fix. So again, I kind of think we're on a fairly cutting edge of what the web can do and what we can, HTML and all this stuff. But some of the most popular articles are still how to fix things in IE6. Which I guess is a bit of a testament to the archives. It's 144 articles. And some of the most popular ones are the older ones. From a social media standpoint, it just goes to show that good content, a lot of things. We've got really good Google juice, lots of people link to this. So it's very high in just the search results. We also, in 2008, switched over to this design. At the time, and it's hard to imagine, three and a half years ago, this was incredibly radical. It was using a lot of CSS3, a lot of RGBA and transparencies. And when we launched this, I wish we could get back 3 Twitter archives because people were completely polarized. Either they loved it or they hated it. I think more people hated it than loved it. But it grew on people, and it's worked out really well for the last 3 years. We're due for a redesign this year, but it's just interesting. I think a little bit of controversy as well can really help drive a lot of to the site. We've got the stats to prove it. We also have a Twitter feed and a Facebook page. So along with this, every night at midnight, Drew pushes the button to the article, then goes on to Twitter and publishes a link. Again, it gives us more surface area for Google, more links, more people retweeting it, more traffic that's getting driven to the site. The CMS we use is text pattern. I don't think we've updated it in probably 7 years since we started. There is no feature to auto-schedule a publish time. So I think Drew, he does stay up till midnight for the entire month of December, pushing the publish button at midnight. So I think he's quite happy when the level goes out. This year we've gone from blogs to books. We've been experimenting with that old content and trying to figure out ways to repurpose it. The slightly tricky thing is a lot of those authors in the last 6 years have kind of helped us out on their own free will because we don't have ads on the site, because we're friends of ours. So it's a little turn around and make a book and make profit off of it. So we haven't done anything with the archives yet. But this year we teamed up with a small company, publishing company, 5 Simple Steps book. And we contacted all the authors and everyone was super happy with it. Like I said, 5 Simple Steps donated their time and effort to put this book together. They wanted to try ads on 24 ways. We kind of agreed that it would be a much better kind of trade to have them create the book, and we would drive traffic to their site, all the fulfillment, publishing, and printing, and sending out the books. It was only available in December, so it's not available anymore. It was sold for, I think, £8, £10 in the UK. I've got the PDF, so if anybody wants a PDF copy, I'm more than happy to email it to you. Just come find me afterwards. Overall, we raised about €8,000 for UNICEF by people purchasing the book. One of the ways we kind of got the word out, because the minimum print run we could do was about 1,500 copies. So we had a few extras that weren't sold through the website. So we contacted all our previous authors, probably about 100, like 100 articles, and we said, if you can tweet about it, tell your friends, mention it, we'll send you a free copy of the book. And most people wrote back and said, we've already bought a copy, we're more than happy to help out. So really kind of spread. Even this was, I took the screenshot today. People are still getting the book, still talking about it, and it's 3 months since 24 Ways finished. So it's a good way to keep things going. This December, we're looking at another redesign, lots more articles, so stay tuned, it should be pretty interesting. The website is 24ways.org. It has a Twitter feed, 24 Ways. My name is Suda. Does anybody have any questions?